And let's keep on reviewing the verb to be before we go to our next page. Conjugating the verb to be. Conjugating. It just means different forms. This is just a fancy word for different forms. Conjugating means changing or differentiating the form. So, as you know, to be is unique among all verbs. In the entire English language, one verb stands out, the verb to be. It serves more roles than most verbs, for it can serve as a main verb and a primary auxiliary verb. Auxiliary, another fancy word for helping verb. Primary means like mainly. As an auxiliary, it serves the vital roles of forming the passive voice. The ball was hit by John. And the progressive tense. Progressive means continuing. Progressive is another fancy word for continuing, continuous tense. For example, John was hitting the ball over the fence. So in order to make it in continuous tense, all you need is the be verb plus ing. Be verb plus the action verb ing. And the be verb could be in the present form or it could be in the past form. But after that, it has to be action verb ing. You call that present tense, progressive tense or continuous tense. And for the passive voice, you have to have the be verb. It could be present, it could be past, and you have to have past participle to be a passive voice. Passive voice is opposite of active voice. So this sentence, the ball was hit by John, because there's a be verb and past participle of the action verb, this becomes a passive voice. And usually passive voice is considered boring. If you want to make this sentence into active voice, now you got to get rid of the be verb and just use the action verb. So you could say John hit the ball. John hit the ball. Now that's going to be an active voice. So this second and third paragraph, you don't need to know. Just read this first paragraph. Try to understand, as I said, to be verb is very unique and it's very different. It's like the most special verb in English because it has many different conjugation, many different forms, depending on the subject, past and present tense, all different forms. So for the verb to be, infinitive, again, a fancy word for base. Original is be, just be. Now present tense, depending on the subject, it's going to be am, is, are. For the past tense, it's going to be was, were, two past tenses. For past participle, it's going to be been. For present participle, it's going to be being. Being. So to be verb has many, many different forms, unlike other irregular verbs. For example, this is a irregular verb, to see. Infinitive, the base is just see. The present tense is see. Present tense is always the infinitive. But depending on the subject for the present tense, it's gonna be see. Except when it's in third person singular, you need s, sees. So for all the action verbs, only the present tense is gonna have two forms depending on the subject. It's gonna have all the infinitive or the present tense form except the third person singular. And for the past tense, it doesn't matter what the subject is, it's gonna be always saw. Past participle, seen. Present participle, seeing. So for for irregular action verbs, there are not that many forms. There are only five. But for the be verbs, there are many. It's 8. So let's look at the present tense. Person. First person is I, and that's in singular. Only I. Only one. And the plural of I is gonna be we. That's including I, myself. So you and I are we. Or he and I are also we. We has to include I in it. Now, second person is you. This you is only one you. You are. The plural of you is also you. But this is you. Many you. You, she, he. So this is going to be two or more you. So you have to find out if the speaker is talking about one you or two you, depending on the context. Now, third person, singular, is going to be he, she, it. It also uses is. And the plural form, or he, she, it, is they. And it's going to be are. The verb is are. So you have to kind of memorize it. There's no other way. And for the past tense, first person was, we were, I was. Second person, you were. Third person, he, she, it was. Third person plural, they were. Also, for the past tense, there's no other way around it, but just to memorize and study. And for the future tense to be, all you need is to add another helping verb. And it's gonna be the verb will. So all you have to add is, before this verb, we're gonna add will. I will. After the helping verb, the rule is infinitive follows. Always infinitive after the helping verb. So you have to use I will be. We will be. You cannot say I will am or I will was. You can't do that. It's always gonna be infinitive after the helping verb. So it's gonna be the same for the second person and the third person. All you have to add is will to make it future. Now there's a present perfect tense. Now this is a very hard concept, and for our level basic, we don't really cover present perfect, but I'm just gonna tell you the rule. For the first person, now we're gonna use the helping verb have. It's gonna be I have. And what does it have to follow? It has to follow by been, past participle. Now have, even though it's a helping verb, this does not require, or this does not require the infinitive form. So have is also very special. It has to have past participle form. So that's why you have to use been. I have been. We have been. Second person, same thing. You have been. You have been. And for the third person singular, he, she, it, you are gonna use has. The past participle, been. Present perfect tense. And basically, even though it's present, even though it says present perfect, anything it says perfect, like something perfect tense, it's already happened. Just you can use this as a past tense. But for our ESL class, you can use the simple past tense. But if you decide to use this present perfect, it's not considered. This is not considered present. It's already past. And here's a past perfect tense, to be. Now this is a present perfect. Now this is the past perfect. So what's the past tense of have? It's had. And because this is the helping verb to have, you need a past participle instead of infinitive. That's why it's been. I had been, we had been. You had been, you had been. Third person. Again, had. He, she, it had been, they had been. And what's the main difference between the present perfect tense and past perfect tense? There is a difference, but for this class, you don't have to distinguish, because this is kind of a, for this class, I think it's kind of a hard concept, but either one of these or both of these are considered past. These are all already happened. Whether it's present perfect tense or past perfect tense, it already happened. So just consider it as past for now. And for the future perfect tense to be, again, all you have to do is future means what? What's the helping verb for future? Will. So you just have to add will. Now we're going to add will here. I will have been. Or we will have been. Same thing, you will have been. You will have been. He, she, it will have been. Will have been. So will, after the verb will, you have to have the infinitive, which is have. And after the have, you have to have the past participle. That's why it's been. So this is like a simple math equation. So now let's go to our next page. Workbook page 111. 3, look at the picture. Complete the chore chart. Now Bill, there's Henry. So Bill is short for William. Justin, here's Penny, Melissa, Erica. So equivalent boy's name for Erica is Eric. So let's fill the chart. Name, Justin. Chore, doing the laundry. So what is Melissa doing? Melissa's washing the dishes. Melissa washing the dishes, cleaning the dishes, doing the dishes. Any of them would be correct. Henry. Now Henry is doing homework, reading books, studying for a test. You could do anything. Now Penny, what is Penny doing? You can say she is making lunch, making dinner, making supper, doesn't matter, or cooking lunch, cooking supper, cooking breakfast. You could do anything. And what's brunch? You know what brunch is? Brunch, you kind of eat between lunch and breakfast, between breakfast and lunch. So you're just gonna have one meal instead of two meals, like breakfast and lunch. So it's for breakfast, BR, and lunch, UNCH. We combine those words together, breakfast and lunch. So that's how it became brunch. Usually on Saturdays and Sundays, brunch is very popular. You sleep in, you wake up late, and you go get some brunch, or you make a brunch. Now, Bill, what is Bill doing? Bill is making the bed, or tidying up the bed, or cleaning the bed, whatever. They're all correct. And Erica, what is Erica doing? Drying the dishes. You can say helping Melissa. Any of them would be correct.